master builder who is brand new in this world, doesn't know what's going on, and as I explore, I record stuff in my journal. So, I found this village, and the villagers are so overcome with fear because of all these mobs, all these spiders and zombies and skeletons that come out at night. They don't even want to leave their houses. And so I built a secret fortress for myself, and I'll be uploading pictures of those of my underground fortress. I'll be uploading that to my Facebook page here within the next little while. But the interesting thing about that world is that the inspiration for my fortress actually came from Minecraft story mode. And when I picked that game up, it wasn't the story that I was actually paying attention to. It was all of the background. It was all of the builds that were built as kind of a backdrop to the story, because everything was actually built using the Minecraft engine. So I found the game really, really interesting simply because of the limitless things that these people did to create the backdrop to the story.
That's actually pretty awesome.
It really is.
I guess, what was your first design that you did?
I think the very, very first thing that I built, aside from my little dirt shelter, I think my very first build was actually a pirate ship with the whole black flag and the white skull and everything. Although I don't remember it being overly big. It was actually quite small.
That's still actually pretty impressive, though.
Well, building things in creative is a lot easier. I like creative for the ability to make massive builds very quickly. Anytime I have an idea for something and I want to kind of see how it looks or get the blueprint right in my head before I go off and build it in survival, I will always shift to creative to kind of put it together and see what it looks like. And if I need to make changes to it, I can quickly, because in creative you have access to every building block. In fact, you even have some access to building blocks that are not able to be acquired in survival. So with that aspect, I'm able to build stuff, and if it's not quite how I want it, I can add things or subtract things. And with redstone, like I said, if I want to include some redstone into my build, I can do it in creative, and it won't cost me anything. And then once it's done, if it's how I want it, then I just simply take that idea, and then I go over to survival, and I go, okay, that goes there, and it's like building a recipe, basically.
No, that's actually a very unique way of looking at it. I've actually never played Minecraft on creative mode myself. I've always been more of the survival, hunt for what I need, and never find enough of what I need.
Our buddy Eagle, he goes off and he seems to split a lot of his time between the two modes himself. I was absolutely just baffled by what Eagle was able to do until I saw what you could do. And as impressed as I was with Eagle stuff, I was that much more impressed with what I saw from you. As a guy who's not that creative, I'm always awed by people who are much more creative than I am, I guess. So. Well,
I really appreciate you saying that. Minecraft is definitely my favorite video game that's come along in a while. It's definitely number one, but it's not the only game I play. I've been spending a lot of time right now playing Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and I've got a bunch of characters on that. I'm actually really interested with how broad the game is. Like, it's such a huge game. And that also brings into question, I think I mentioned this to Captain Fizz a couple weeks ago, the brand new game that just came out for PS4, No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Which is a space adventure game similar in regards to Minecraft, because essentially you get an entire planet to yourself. The game is so big that unless you're in the center of the universe, your chances of running into another player are very minute.
Which is generally the best kind of game.
Well, yeah, it depends on what kind of gamer you are. A lot of people really like playing with other people, and then there are other people who realize the gaming community, there's a lot of dicks out there.
Yeah, I'm usually one of them.
You know, people who just want to mess with other people, and I try to distance myself from those guys.
I'm that way for certain games. That's pretty much why no one likes to play Grand Theft Auto with me, but that's the whole point, is to be kind of a little bit more of the dick character.
I was going to say, any one of those like Ghost Recon games, are pretty good examples. Especially if you have to go up and listen to these guys go off and, swear and call each other's moms, very horrible names. And
I'm innocent.
You're innocent, right? Okay. But yeah, no, I completely understand, where you're coming from. Personally, I don't do a lot of online gaming myself. I prefer just to, play by myself because, well, I don't like socializing with people, most times when I'm playing video games. So why would I want to go online and socialize with people I don't know?
Yeah, well, I've been out of the gaming loop, so to speak, for quite a while. I was just stuck with, my N64, my PS2, and then I finally, just a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I bought myself an Xbox 360, and I was thinking, this will be great, I'll be able to play online with people, and it never occurred to me, I have to buy an Xbox Live membership. Oh, well, silly me, And then people would constantly message me, hey, do you have a mic? Well, no, I don't have a mic, and I could hear them talking to me through my TV set, but obviously I couldn't talk back, so I'm constantly, stopping in the middle of the game, typing out a message as fast as I can, and then sending it to them, and then they would, reply through the TV set. Finally, just, I don't know, like 4 months ago, I think it was, I got myself a headset. So now I'm finally able to talk to people. But I find myself not really wanting to most of the time.
I definitely feel your pain there. I have an app on my phone for my PlayStation, so while I'm playing my Grand Theft Auto, if someone sends me a message and all that, I can actually type it out on my phone while driving with one hand. Probably not the best solution.
You're not supposed to be texting and driving, dude.
That's
not safe.
The whole point is to trash the car, is it not?
And you wonder why you don't have your driver's license.
Yeah.
I think the point of Grand Theft Auto is to steal cars and get rich.
Yeah, I'm not so good on the get rich part. I'm really good at the steal cars part and trash cars part and kill people part, but not so much the get rich part. Yeah. So one of the ones that you actually showed the pictures that really kind of stood out to me was your space station. You want to walk us a little bit on that one?
Sure, absolutely. I started building what actually became kind of defunct, but I started building a space station. I thought, man, this is really cool, except, the pods are all in the wrong places. I should actually try and build an actual working space station. And so that's what I did. And I named it the Space Station Radiant. And I put 4 very well-known country flags on the inside of it. So when you're walking from the outer ring to the main pod, I guess, you can actually see all 4 flags through the connecting tubes. There is an American flag, a Russian flag, a Japanese flag, and a Canadian flag, of course.
Naturally.
The Canadian flag, I hate to say this, but it's actually the worst looking of all of them. But that's just because getting the shape of the maple leaf is just so damn hard with blocks.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We do have one of the most difficult flags out there.
I think we're like one of the only countries in the world that actually uses a leaf on their flag, so it tends to be kind of difficult.
But the Space Station Radiance actually turned out pretty good. It's set in a world where I turned the daylight cycle off, so the sun doesn't rise, and I made it permanent night. So you really get a sense that you're in space, because when you look outside, all you see are stars. And the main pod actually has 3 sections. When you come to the center, the first area that you're in is the cafeteria type area, where all the food is, and you can sit down and you can have a bite to eat, whatever. And then you open up a hatch and you go down to the lower section, which I'm going to make a Space Station Radiance version 2, because I don't know how smart it was of me to put the showers above the living area. But when you go down underneath the food area, that's where the showers are. And then in the center of the showers, you go down even further, and that's where the living area is with all the bunks. And there's a desk there, and then there's like a nice big screen TV with a couch and all that stuff. And I've actually managed to turn that into a mini game, where anybody who joins, they can come down, they can get a spacesuit, they can get a laser sword, they can get a grappling hook. All of these are actual items in the game that have just been simply renamed and given enchantments. For instance, the laser sword is just a blaze rod. The grappling hook is a fishing rod. But it's all equipped with enchantments to make killing stuff easier. And then what I do is I'm walking around the space station invisible. Nobody can see me. And I have 4 different monster eggs. And at random, I will just drop a monster egg and spawn a monster, and it simulates kind of an alien invasion. And they have to protect the space station at all costs. So, and I had a couple people, some friends of mine on Xbox Live here, I had them kind of do a mock simulation of the game, and I got some pretty high praise for it. They thought it was a lot of fun.
That's phenomenal.
I'd love to see video of that, to be honest.
I don't have a computer, but I think I could probably use my phone and take some video of people playing the space station game. I do plan, like I said, I really want to expand on the space station, make it a little bit more roomy, add some more pods to it, like maybe a garden where you can grow stuff with some artificial lighting in there, or like a science lab with some brewing stands so you can brew potions to make things easier for you. Or I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's definitely going to be much bigger.
I'm definitely excited to see the final product when that's done. That was actually the one that stuck out to me the most, just because I love the whole space aspect of things. I'm a huge sci-fi fanatic. So to me, that was